Well, good morning. Today is Monday, the 24th of May. We have several civil pretrial cases set, and there's one set at 9. I'm about to bring the parties in for our first civil matter of the morning. Good morning, Mr. Conley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Let me bring in our defendant here. I think this may be Mr. Eaton. Mr. Eaton, can you hear me? Deja vu all over again. Trying to get people all set up. Mr. Eaton, I think we're getting close. You just need to turn your audio on. Plus you're making me dizzy. There's a little mic, well, you're getting close.
There we go. There we go.
All right, very good. Can you turn your camera?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, very good. Good morning, sir. This is Judge Middleton over in Centerville. Mr. Eaton, could you shift a little bit? You got some sunlight coming in and it's obscuring your face.
Sir, that my phone is cracked and I can't afford to.
There you go. That's better right now. Just sit down where you are now. That's a lot better.
Oh.
All right. All right. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, sorry, my phone is cracked and I can't afford to get a new one.
You're doing fine. I can see you. And Mr. Conley, I muted your mic. You're going to ask to unmute there.
There you go.
All right. Let me call the case. This is file 21252GC. It's entitled Three Rivers Health versus Kip Eaton. That's you, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Eaton, you and I have met a number of times over the years. This is Judge Middleton, Centerville. With us also is Robert Conley. He's the attorney for Three Rivers Hospital. They're suing you for a debt. I got the file upside down here. For $1,203 plus cost, interest, and attorney fees. You filed an answer back in March saying that you already paid this debt.
I believe I did that year because that same year I did get a lawsuit again. Yes. And I swore I paid it.
Well, I looked up that lawsuit. The earlier lawsuit is file 19623GC. It's filed in March of 2019. the number was not the exact same number. It's close.
But that was the only year I went to that hospital. Was at the time I was
Well,
homeless.
they sued you for $1,109 on March 18th of 2019. In this case, it's alleged that the treatment you received was after that date. Mr. Conley, what's your position here?
Your Honor, that was for a different account with the hospital. This is a new one that they retained me to collect. This is for a date of service, March 8th, 2019. He was the patient in emergency room visit. He had a chest x-ray.
Chest X-ray.
He signed the authorization for treatment and for payment responsibility. I looked at his answer. It's basically, and I've tried to talk to him on the phone a few times. It just seems like he's in a bad shape financially.
I mean, extremely.
I mean, I can set up a payment plan with you to take care of this. It just says, what are you able to pay a month?
Tell you the truth, maybe.
I mean, your answer says $5 a month. I mean, that's going to take so long to. I mean,
Tell you what, let me put you guys in a breakout room for a bit. Mr. It appears that the other date of service was before this. And then this happened on March 8th. That lawsuit was filed on March 28th. They didn't sue you 10 days later for that debt. This is another occurrence from 2019, it appears, that did not get dealt with. I'm going to put you both in a breakout room and let you discuss this privately, not in the view of everyone. This is live on YouTube. We are on the Zoom platform and recording this. So let me put you in a breakout room. Mr. Reed, you and I have always gotten along over the years on one matter or another. Let's see if you guys can work something out here. If not, we'll see what happens next. All right, you guys go in the breakout room and I'll be here and wait for you.
thank you.
Well, this is the part where we sit and wait. Sometimes a little bit of waiting can be an efficient use of our time if the case is resolved. So I'll sit here and think about things. We did have an earlier matter, file 2117 GC. I guess it's 21171 GC, Midland Credit Management. That was subject to a dismissal that was filed by the plaintiff late Friday afternoon. So that case is resolved and I've signed the order of dismissal. This is our second case. We have one at 9, one at 9:30, and one at 10. And then we have several sentences, about 5 set at 11. And then we have a full afternoon of landlord tenant and small claims matters. You may not know how to get out of there. Let me close the room. This might take 60 seconds. Here he comes. Welcome back, Mr. Eaton. We're still on the record here. The parties have had an opportunity to discuss the matter in a breakout room. As I discussed earlier, the defendant's previous case, 19623 GC, he did pay in full, and a satisfaction of judgment entered in that case in November of 2019. From my review of the files, this appears to be a separate cause of action for separate services. Mr. Conley, were you able to make any headway in the breakout room?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. We're going to enter into a consent judgment with a payment plan. That payment plan will be for $25 per month, starting June 15th and the 15th of each month. We're going to do that for 6 months, and then him and I are going to talk, see where he's at, if he can raise it, if he can't. Just as a caveat, because the 25 will take a long time to pay off.
Yes, we might not live long enough. All right, Mr. Eaton, let's talk about this. The judgment is for the pled amount of $1,203. There's $92.59 of court costs, which is the filing fee and service fee, the statutory attorney fee of $75 for a total of $1,370. I'm going to show this as a consent payable at $25 per month.
Do you have a judgment there, Your Honor?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Starting June 15th. Subject to review in 6 months. Mr. Eaton, as I recall, you were helping take care of your mother,
Still am.
and so you're not working anywhere right now?
Yes.
Oh, where are you working?
Aquatic.
Okay, very good. Are you still on Hooker Ave? Are you still living on Hooker Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you agreed to that amount?
Yes.
$1,203 plus costs, payable at $25 per month, starting June 15th, 2021, subject to review in 6 months. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you a copy of this. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, how long you been at Aquatic?
A year as of, 21st of this month?
Good for you. That's almost close enough to walk from where you live.
I do. I walk every day to work. I do.
All right, well, that'll help keep you in shape. All right, $25 per month, subject to review in 6 months. Aquatic pays a pretty good wage. Maybe you can up that, but yeah, at $25 per month, it would only be $300 a year. It would take, I don't know,
About 4.5, 5 years.
long time to get it paid off, not counting the interest.
What's going on at my work is they might be laying off due to the COVID-19. I explained that to the lawyer.
All right, well, let's see where
They-
circumstances are in 6 months.
Yeah, I've only been getting like 20, 30 hours at work, 20, 30 hours at work lately.
All right, well, okay.
Is Aquatic the same as Peterson Spring?
Oh,
No, they're next to each other, or very
Yeah.
cute. But Aquatic is a different company. Okay, Mr. Eden, do you have any questions?
oh, sir.
All right, I appreciate your showing up on time and logging in and being
Oh, yeah.
willing to work out a settlement. All right, you'll get a copy of this in the mail.
So the court will send out
$1,059 payable at $25 per month starting June 15th. And you'll make the payment directly to Mr. Conley's office, is that correct?
Yeah, he
Yes, sir.
told me what to do.
And the address is on the judgment. All right, you're good to go, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Conley, I'll see you next time. And
All
Kip,
right.
maybe I won't see you for a while, how's that?
Oh, hey,
Thank
you
you.
haven't lately. I've been doing really good, so
All right, glad to hear it.
yeah.
So the court's gonna mail out the judgment, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you sent one as a potential default and then it didn't get defaulted, so I just
Okay.
used that judgment. It showed us as a consent.
Perfect.
All right, thank you. All right. All right, I'm going to take these first two judgments out. Our next case will start in about 12 minutes, give or take. I'll be back here very shortly. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Ingber.
Morning, how are you, Your Honor?
Good. This is Judge Middleton here in Centerville. The defendant is not logged in yet, but she's got about 5 minutes. I'll put you in the waiting room and
That's
see if she comes in. So I should bring you back here in just a minute or two.
All right.
Thank you. I also left the record on, so we recorded about 17 minutes of nothing, but remember to turn it off after this one. Good morning, welcome back.
Thank you.
We try to start on time as much as we can. It is 9:30. This matter is entitled CareLink Medical Equipment versus Sarah Hirschberger. File number is 21315GC. Attorney Paul Ingber is here from Ingber and Winters, the law firm in Southfield, Michigan, on behalf of CareLink Medical Equipment. Sarah Hirschberger is not here, and as I indicated, we do try to start on time. What often happens is I go through all the particulars and then the defendant logs in 9 minutes late, but let's talk about this case. This is a claim for $715.52 for medical equipment that was either purchased or leased by the defendant in 2018 and 19, it looks like, plus cost and interest, or plus costs and attorney fees. The total pled is $884.12. The defendant was served with that lawsuit on March 7th. She filed an answer, sort of a general answer, on March 19th. The court had received a default judgment, but I accepted the defendant's answer and set the matter for a pretrial conference this morning. Essentially, the defendant's defense is that she told the plaintiff that she switched insurance and they didn't properly bill it. But that was in 2018, and these billings, according to the pleadings, went well into 2019, almost, I think, till October of 2019. And now she isn't here. Mr. Ingber, you have any position here?
Yes, I did discuss this with my client, and they do acknowledge that there was a problem prior to October of 2018 with some billings, but it didn't affect this one. This one was billed, and the amount that we're charging for are matters that were not paid by the insurance company and are still outstanding I believe, as a deductible to the defendant.
So, according to your client, these were properly billed to the correct insurance?
Correct. Based upon the defendant's non-appearance, I would ask that the court consider granting a default judgment in this case. I understand the court may want to wait and give the defendant some additional time. I don't mind waiting.
Well, we'll let the clock tick a little bit. As you know, once upon a time when we were in the live court, people would just sit on the bench and wait a few minutes for the defendant to show up. Snowy weather, or getting lost, or get stopped by the train in Schoolcraft or something. But in the virtual world, we're live on YouTube and we are on the Zoom platform. People ought to be able to log in on time. I'll make these notes while we wait, and then if she doesn't appear, I'll grant your default.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Also, once upon a time, you have either had to drive all the way out here to Centerville for an $884 case or hire coverage counsel for this. I think even when we go back to open courts, we'll continue to do these sorts of pretrials by Zoom. They're just so much more efficient and convenient for all the parties.
It's a godsend, as far as I'm concerned, to be able to do these on Zoom.
Not that you wouldn't want to come to Centerville, and it's a beautiful place, but it's a wonderful day in May, but that's, 5 hours worth of, or more of time just driving back and forth.
Right.
All right, default. In the amount of $884.12.
All right, I believe you have the judgment that I submitted earlier.
I do, that's very helpful. I'll repeat the numbers. Damages as pled are $715.12. Court costs are $93.60. The statutory attorney fee is $75 for a total default judgment in the amount of $884.12.
I think the amount of damages was incorrect. I think it was actually $715.52.
That's what it is. I'm not sure what I said.
I thought you said
Uh,
$715.12.
Oh, $715.52. The final judgment, when we add that to $93.60, comes out at $884.12.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so I may have misspoke, but anyway, I'll sign it. Effective this date, 5/24.
Thank you.
All right, I'm not sure where she is, but she isn't here. And maybe she realized that this was after her insurance corrections. I don't have a telephone number here anywhere. All right, enter the default, and our next hearing isn't until 9:30. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this time we'll stop the record. We'll let the live feed run. Well, I think I'll go ahead and I'll let it run in case she logs in. We'll turn the record off. Just reviewing my calendar for the rest of the week. The defendant in the last case, Ms. Hirschberg, has not logged in. 20 minutes have passed. I'm comfortable with that default. We have 2 matters set for 10.
Actually, that status conference is supposed to be set at 10:30, not 10.
I didn't even know it was there. I found it in my inbox. It's not on the docket. So this is set at 10:30.
Yes.
Okay. How do I know that? 9:58. Next matter is set for 10. I'm told the other matter is 10:30, although somebody wrote on my docket it was set for 10. Four sentences at 11. Well, it is 10 a.m. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it is 10 a.m., 10:01. It's time to call our next case, which is file 21144GC. It's entitled LVNV Funding LLC versus Charity James. It's a claim for $733 plus cost, interest, and attorney fees for a contract with LVNV Funding. Mr. Preston Nate is here from the Stenger and Stenger Law Firm on behalf of the plaintiff. The defendant is not here. This happened in our last case. We waited a while for the defendant to appear and she did not. I don't have a judgment here. She did file an answer which essentially acknowledges the debt and talked about losing work due to COVID and having financial problems like so many of our people have right now. Mr. Nate, have you had any contact with this defendant?
We have actually, and for some good news, we did work out a settlement that she has paid in full.
Oh, very good.
April 5th. So we actually did get her out a stipulated dismissal, hoping to get that back in time for today. We don't have that back. So which might explain why she's not here today, but it has been resolved. We're just trying to figure out how to get it dismissed.
All right, defendant paid in full. What was the date of that?
It was a settlement amount of $660 that she paid in one lump sum on April 15th.
All right, can I just note that on the record you moved to dismiss?
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, plaintiff does move the court to dismiss. This case has been resolved, and if we do end up getting the stipulated dismissal back, we'll definitely forward that to the court. But there's really nothing else to do on this case.
All right, well, I'll need some sort of dismissal, stipulated or otherwise, to close it out. And I'll note stipulated or dismissal in the mail. Or plaintiff will submit a dismissal under 7-day rule.
Okay, perfect. Yep, we'll do that.
Well, I guess that does explain why she isn't here. And those are the best kind. I guess some accommodation was made, she paid, both parties are satisfied. And thank you. I'll see you next time.
All right, you bet, Your Honor. We'll get that dismissal into you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna shut off the recording and the live stream. Apparently our other 10 o'clock matter isn't set till 10:30, but the file's not clear. So I'll shut this off and start it up again with a new caption just before 10:30.